The films of director Mike Leigh are never slave to the script. Rather, they are born of months of improvisations and rehearsals with his actors. His movies like Naked and Life is Sweet are idiosyncratic, controversial, and often funny explorations of the human condition. Secret and Lies, his latest film, is about a struggling working-class English woman who is reunited with the daughter she gave away at infancy. It won both the Palme d'Or and the Best Actress awards at this year's Cannes Film Festival. Joining me now, actress Marianne Jean-Baptiste, Brenda Blethy, who won the Best Actress award, and director Mike Leigh. I am pleased to have each of you here.
Nice to be here.
You said a few minutes ago that this is quite different than making the film.
And a damn sight easier. Let's get
All right, how so?
Well, here we are.
Here we are.
There's no pressure.
No.
I mean, we can just
All the
talk
pressure's
about
on me.
Yeah, the pressure's on you. We can just talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have to get out of bed fantastically early to come here.
Yeah. See, but what's so hard about making a film?
It's just tough. I mean, you know,
tough?
we confront ourselves, and we really, when we made this film, Secrets and Lies, we dragged it out of ourselves, didn't we? We actually...
Yeah, it is very hard work.
You know, this is not the first film of his you've been in.
No, and this is the second.
Yeah. What is it that makes him different as a director, and how does he make you deal with the shaping of the character?
Well, because as an actor you create an entire person, it's so much rewarding, more rewarding at the end of it. Working with Mike Leigh, he gives you a greater arena to be more daring, to delve deeper into the character, and you've also got the time to do it because it's done chronologically. You find a starting point with Mike in the early stages of working, and then you create an entire character through infancy and childhood to the present time and along the way there he would puts the actor in an improvisation with other actors, but it's so liberating because the actor is only responsible for one person, the person that they're creating. You don't have to be interesting, you don't have to be funny or entertaining, you just have to be truthful to that one person.
And you, together with him, find that person.
Absolutely.
Create that person.
Yeah.
It's not created by script. It's not created by the fact that you have...
No. No, it's not. It's not.
That's
Tell me
absolutely
about your character. Tell me about Hortense.
What about her?
Well,
I mean...
What did you create, and how did this character come into being for you that we see on screen in a moment?
Well, just as Brenda explained it, really. I mean, just months and months of painstaking detail. I mean...
What kind of detail?
I mean, what school she went to, what subject...
You're thinking it out. You're figuring it out.
Yeah, we discuss it.
You discuss it.
We discuss it.
We invent a character. I work separately with each actor.
Yeah, and none of them know what's happening to the other.
No.
absolutely nothing.
And that is a practical necessity.
Why?
Because what we're really doing is replicating real life. I mean, you know, here are we having this conversation, and I know not very much about you. You know a little bit more about me. But built into the relationship that we are having at this moment are the tensions of the fact that we only know as much as we know, that we perceive each other just from our knowledge and our ignorance.
Yeah, I've seen your films. I've read about you. You've watched me work for the last...
That's right. But I mean, the point is that by each actor only knowing as much as his or her character would know, it means that he or she is liberated from being inhibited or anticipating or having an overview. In other words, it's like real life.
It comes out of them rather than having been come down upon them.
That's right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tell the story. This story is about what?
I'd say it's about a young woman who goes in search of her birth mother. And
she's adopted.
She's adopted, yeah, a young adopted woman who goes in search of her birth mother and finds her, and the relationship that sort of ensues from that. I mean, there are other elements. I mean, it's about so many different things, but...
She is black.
That's right.
Her mother is white. Mr. Leigh, the director of this film, did not tell you that the mother was white.
No.
And did not tell you that this daughter
Cynthia
and all these secrets and lies were about.
Cynthia did not see her baby at the birth. She was too traumatized by the whole event. She...
But we, it must be said, we decide, we,
Yes,
at the appropriate stage of this development, we made that decision.
Right, right.
Yeah.
We had also made a decision separately, around, dealing with the same period of, you know, around that year or so. We had made a decision that she had had a fleeting moment with a black guy. Of course we made that decision. I can't arbitrarily decide that she's had a black baby
without having
us
had some kind of
So we'd made that decision, but for reasons that are told in the story, she did not know that this baby was the result of that moment, that coming together with this guy. She thought it was another. She thought it was a result of another.
In your words, what is Secrets and Lies about?
It's about a lot of things, as Marianne says. It's about identity. It's about the need to know who we are. It's about the need to know what we are and where we fit in.
The search for roots.
Yeah, the need to connect and to be part of something and to share and care and all of those things. It's about the way we perceive ourselves and the way we perceive each other and the way we want other people to perceive us. So that, I mean, the fact that you not only have this central narrative, but also, I mean, Cynthia's brother, Maurice, played by Timothy Spall, is a photographer, and there's a whole sort of other strand of the film, which is all about people having their photographs taken and people, you know, wanting to be presented in an idealised way, and somebody who wants to be presented in a very unidealised way. To do with all of it's to do with perception of ourselves and images of ourselves and all of those things. It's also to do with parents and kids, children. It's to do with the way that, you know, you want to know who your parents are, obviously, but you have kids, and your kids don't necessarily, I mean, most people's kids don't turn into, certainly your kids don't turn into a reproduction of you. They're quite other people, and they're quite unpredictable. And here's a case where, you know, Cynthia has no idea about this child. The child is an abstraction, a vague notion, until the child materialises and is a bundle of surprises.
Let me just get this straight. On the set, when she walked in, you did not know who she was.
Cynthia had gone in the original improvisation to meet Hortense. She'd only spoken to her on the phone. She had no idea what she looked like. And when Hortense, played by Marianne, approached Cynthia...
Cynthia, played by you.
Yeah. We must always refer to the person in the third person. And when Hortense said, "Are you Cynthia?" and Cynthia says, "Yes, how do you know?" It's a genuine question, because she was expecting a white girl. In fact, I'd seen a cast list, obviously, and I was expecting Emma Amos to turn up. I think, you know, speculating on who it's going to be.
Emma Amos is a white actress.
And she's the lady with the scar on her face. I knew she was roughly the right age. I didn't know Marianne. I'd seen the name, but I couldn't put a face to it. She didn't know me either, so she didn't know if I was the person she was looking for, actually.
But on the set, just to clarify that, on the set, that's to say when we shot the film, by that time, that was quite a long time after what
they met each other the first time on the
That was just the preparation, the rehearsal.
Right.
But obviously by the time you get to shoot it, it's very thoroughly rehearsed and very precise.
But what you love and what you're looking for is authenticity and reality.
Real
the
life.
Most powerful emotion that you can get.
Absolutely.
Right? Before I show a clip here, tell me who Roxanne is.
Roxanne is Cynthia's other daughter, Cynthia's daughter that she lives with, who's
Played by Claire Rushbrook.
Played by Claire Rushbrook. And, of course, that's her white daughter. I guess that's important to say. And she has actually grown up with Cynthia, you know, and they don't get on.
Roll tape. Secrets and Lies. Here it is. Wow, if you don't... This is powerful. Very good. I mean, I know why. You have this reputation for being, as someone said, unforgiving about the upper middle class and treating the middle class and with loving forgiveness. Is there something about a sector of humanity that you want to focus on?
I would say that is all rubbish, basically.
Rubbish.
And I don't have these kind of prejudices at all. I do think that...
Well, you've read them, that they say that about you.
Absolutely, yes. I don't deny that they say it.
Right,
But it is. I mean, I can't even discuss it.
It's not an idea you haven't heard before.
It's so silly, I can't discuss it. I mean, the truth is that people are people, and indeed that's what this film is saying. Of course, there are people who behave appallingly, and sometimes, you know, we show this in High Hopes. There are people who behave appallingly, and the fact that they do is related to their privilege or their wealth or their... and the arrogance comes from those things. But I do not have these kind of blanket prejudices about any kind of people.
No economic class type thing.
No, I mean, not at all. Yeah.
What's different about working for Mike Leigh? I mean, you've been...
Well, it's just the depths that you go to as an actor to create something very real. And because it is all organic, I mean, the sense of achievement at the end of the day is fantastic. It cannot compare with interpreting a script. It cannot. And in fact, it informs every other kind of work I do, having worked with him.
But I don't know of anybody else that works like he does. Do you?
Not in that depth. No, I don't. There are other people who use the improvisational methods, but not to the extent that Mike Leigh does.
You couldn't, and I know you get tired of talking about your style and the way your process, but you couldn't work it any other way. I mean, you couldn't do it in the traditional way of let's look at a script, let's write a script, and let's give the actors a script, and let's choose the right actor, and let's come together for a reading, and let's see where we're going.
It wouldn't be as good.
Then my question is, why don't more people work like you do?
Well, I used to...
That's a good question, isn't it, Brenda?
They don't know how to,
you know?
That's why.
They don't know how to.
They don't know how to do what he does.
I mean, I used to go around saying, you know, everyone could do this. And then I gradually realised, for various reasons that I won't go into, to do with what some other people did, that probably isn't true. And I think the truth is that what I actually do is completely idiosyncratic and mad, really. And if they say... Probably accurate. If Brenda says only I can do it, that's because nobody's as mad as me, really.
Yeah, that's probably a little. There's probably some truth in that.
I'd go along with that.
You what?
I'd go along with that.
Yeah, I would too. It's probably a little bit. I mean, it looks a little mad, doesn't it?
Yes, mad as a March hare, as we say.
Roxanne's 21st birthday party, crucial to this film.
Very.
Because?
It's her birthday and they're all celebrating it now.
And it brings all the characters together.
It brings everyone together. It's,
the family is there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the outsider comes in.
That's right. What, do you want me to give away the plot?
No, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to dance around that so that we don't do that. Will this change anything for you, this film, and its success and its approval and its distribution?
Well, I mean, if anything changes, it can only be for the good, as far as I'm concerned, really. And I mean,
Meaning you're not happy with the way things are, or
no, no. I merely mean that I don't and have never made films
to make a lot of money.
No, I've never made films that I want to languish in obscurity. I want films to be seen by as many people as possible and to be shared with audiences. And the wider. The more popular and the more successful the film is, the more that's going to happen.
This film started with an idea for you?
It did. I mean, as we've said, there are lots of different things on the go. I mean, the one thing I did want to deal with is something to do with adoption, because because there are people that are close to me who have related experiences that I obviously can't talk about. And I wanted to, I'm not directly involved myself, but there are people who do have such experiences, and I wanted to deal with it in a fictional film.
Secrets and Lies by Mike Leigh, Brenda, Blethy, and Marianne Jean-Baptiste. Baptiste. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet both of you. It's a very good film and interesting, and it has your unique and individual stamp.
Did it make you laugh?
Yes. Well, I mean, it's also made me. You look at those these performances, and
you laughed and cried?
Yeah.
Good.
there's also The World According to Mike Leigh, which is a book, which you're not necessarily promoting, but it's there if you know more about this different filmmaker. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.